So I know I haven't shot a lot of videos in the last 3 to 4 months. Basically starting in harvest season, we had a few projects that were going on that were pretty time consuming. We're going to try to wrap it up in about 2 to 3 videos, show you kind of what we've been up to. Some different changes have happened here on the homestead, so we're going to take you along and show you what those are. So this is what we've been up to. So the boys actually started this project. They started digging kind of as a surprise for me, and I have to admit when I first found out I wasn't thrilled because I realized just how much work was involved in hand digging this space. How big do you remember how big this space is?
It's like
I think it's
15 to 18 feet long.
Yeah, 15 to 18 feet long by probably about 5 to 6 feet wide. I think closer to 5.5 to 6 feet wide. And we obviously had to dig it wider because we had to lay block and backfill. This is the first time we've ever laid block as a family. It's not perfect. It's not a perfect job, but we did it. And I think, it was pretty incredible to be able to undertake this and finish it. And we literally started it around harvest season. When you saw some of our harvest videos, we were just beginning. We have a few clips of some of the digging at different points. We didn't really take time to make this a project that we were going to videotape the whole way through, but we show you a few different clips. We'll insert into the video. Is a big project. There was a lot of big rocks in here that we encountered that we had to pull out. There was one big, massive Canada that we never did get out. We tried everything. We actually had a friend who lent us a jackhammer. Thank you, Tom. And he actually tried to come and help us get rid of this thing. We tried with different masonry blades and cutting and saws, and we just couldn't get rid of Canada. So the wall had to be built around Canada, and maybe someday we'll find a way to get rid of it. But so this was supposed to be this front section. I don't know if you can kind of small in here, but oh, it's very dark now. Might want to leave the door open. You might not be able to see too well without it open. So the front section here, we just bought some cheap, sturdy shelving, and this originally had bags and bags and bags of potatoes. This front section was supposed to be our root cellar, but it just was way too damp in here. We thought we would have trouble with it being damp enough, but it was just like we had 99% humidity in here, and we started to have a few different issues with that. So we ended up moving the potatoes to my parents' place. But hopefully in the future we can fix that a little bit. We do have venting that we put in. This is our cold air vent, goes down to the ground. Then we have both of them capped right now, but we also have another vent there. Sorry, I'm trying to do my best with the lighting here. That would be the hot air exit. As you can see, the ceiling is frozen and the blocks at the top. We've tried to backfill around as best we can, but it's not actually covered up above. It's just literally this insulation board. And I'm actually really impressed with how well it's done, because in the center here it's not actually frozen, it's just out more towards the block.
And it's like 1.5 inches thick, isn't it?
Yeah, it's only 1.5 inches thick, so this stuff is great. And then here we did a petition wall that we built and put a doorway in. And this section back here is cozy. It's small, but it is packed. So this section back here is our refrigerator. So we've been keeping basically our canned goods in here, extra supplies, grains. Oh yeah, that works way better. Extra supplies, some grains, you know, rice, noodles, all that stuff in here. And again, we have the cold air and the hot air vents for circulating, which we were using until it got really cold. At this point, we've been really amazed that it has pretty much stayed just hovering just above zero. We haven't had any issues with any of our jars freezing, which I'm really thankful. To be safe on the cold wall side, we just put things like oil that wouldn't matter if they froze. But everything's been really good. So this has been like our little store down here, which has been really nice. With not being able to get out as much, this has been really handy to have. So I'm really thankful for this. And in the summer months, this is going to transition to our walk-in fridge. So when we have the extra produce that normally wouldn't do so well upstairs in the house, we'll be able to put it down here, our apples and pears and things and tomatoes, until we can process it, and just any overflow that we don't have room for in the fridge. So I'm really excited about that. Now I'll let Gavin take over and kind of tell you a little bit about how it's going to work.
Alright, so we put an air conditioner in right there, and then we have this thermostat made by Johnson Controls, which has an adjustment on the top that you can adjust the temperature, and then it has a probe. You can see the wire for the probe right there that goes in between the fins, or just in front of the fins, in this air conditioner. Now, we ended up putting it in the vent up top because their air is blowing over top of it and it reflects the actual temperature of the air. So that's what we did for that section. We bypassed the controls on the air conditioner, and eventually we're going to install a relay in there so that a digital thermostat, which is right over here. So this is an Inkbird digital thermostat, link in the description. Basically, there's the main power cord right here, and then there is the output supply, which has a port for heating and a port for cooling. And this is Wi-Fi capable, so you can control it from your phone, and you can also set it up right here. This here is going to control the main power to the air conditioner, and that other controller is going to control the air conditioner to keep it from getting frosted over. And that's basically it for the air conditioner. We were having some issues with it getting frosted over because we're running it below the temperatures it normally wants to run at. But I think having this set up and the relay in there, it'll hopefully work out. But we'll update you come summer, because right now it's so cold we don't need the air conditioner.
Yeah, so in the summer when we do another video, we will try to do some close-ups and show exactly how everything works. But for right now, so we did start using it at the end of the summer. We did actually start cooling in here with that, and then we turned it off for obvious reasons. We have no need for it to get any colder in here. You can also put heating on, so it can control cooling as well as heating if you wanted it for that purpose.
Which heating can be really handy, because if it gets really cold outside and your cold cellar starts to freeze, it can destroy all kinds of goods. So that way you can have a backup heater plugged in, and it will also give you an alarm on your phone.
I was just going to say, so there's Wi-Fi, and so you can have an alarm on your phone and it'll let you know if things go below what you want or above what you want temperature-wise. So a couple things that we just didn't have time before everything froze up that we'd probably like to address a little bit more is I think I would put more insulation above. The roof in the center is fine. It doesn't have any frost or any issues. But towards the outside walls, especially, we didn't get a chance to to do a really good job insulating over top of the holes in the block. And I've noticed that the cold really seems to be seeping in from the top blocks where the air is able to kind of come in a little bit more. So we have to do a better job insulating and kind of sealing all that stuff up better. We did put, we're in ground here to about 5 feet, maybe a little more than that. And then we took insulation, rigid insulation, and insulated the perimeter about that much. I think it was about 2 feet. And then we put more dirt up against it, but I'd like to fill it with even more dirt probably. So the top of this is not underground. It's not a traditional root cellar. I would have liked a traditional root cellar, but this is the best we could do. So this is what we got. And I have to say it's come in really handy, and we'll see how it goes. But just having a walk-in fridge has been really nice. So the other issue we've had, like I said, was too much moisture. I don't know if we'll be able to show it. We had a couple issues with mold in here, and then a little bit more out in the root cellar section, which is part of the reason we moved the potatoes.
Right there.
Yeah. So you can kind of see remnants right there. I've never really seen it before. It's like a pinky coral color, actually. And we were getting it here and a few other areas on the floor. I want to say that it's probably just the soil and the high humidity. I'm not sure, but if you want to let me know in the comments any solutions. We had concreted part of the floor, as you can see over here, but I hadn't wanted to concrete the whole floor because we thought we would have trouble getting the humidity up in here, and having a dirt floor helps with that. We've had the opposite, so I'm wondering if we should rethink and just finish concreting the floor. So one thing my son was pointing out is even in the front here, our water has not frozen. So there may be frost on the outside perimeter, but it still would have been able to keep our vegetables from freezing, I think. We have had a milder than normal winter, so we will have to see how it does when we get down in the -30s. But so far so good. If anybody wants to let us know in the comments tips, things we could do differently, all the suggestions are really welcome, because this is very new to us, but it's been a really neat project. I can't remember whether it was you or Ethan that said it to me, but the fact that this project shows that you can do anything you put your mind to. I mean, digging this area out by hand in the midst of everything else we were trying to do, harvest-wise, and just getting the block laid and everything before frost and the ground froze up, it really showed me that if you put your mind to it, you can do it. No matter if you only have a shovel, you don't need large equipment, you just need determination and a will to finish. And the fact that the boys picked up on that and said that, you know what, they realized they could do anything if they could do this, made it all worthwhile. Anyways, hope you've enjoyed. We're going to try to show you in our next video the other thing that has been taking up a lot of our time. So if you like this video and you aren't already a subscriber, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, and share with someone else who might enjoy it. Have a great day.